Hey, Corey Bell here with Lead to Client CRM. We have a special guest today, Noah White. You maybe have met Noah if you've been on a demo. He does a lot of demos with us, but something you don't know is that Noah is a top producing agent. He's worked with a lot of different agencies and brings a lot of experience and information to the industry. Noah, you're using Lead to Client inside your own personal business, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Been here since I think I was your second customer.
That's
So
right. Yeah, Noah started off as a customer, and then I recruited him as a somebody to help running demos. So what? And you've used some other platforms as well, right?
yeah, pretty much anything out there
So
for the most
what do
part.
you feel like? And obviously, maybe this is a little bit biased, but just for anybody that is wondering, what's different about Lead to Client CRM versus some of the other platforms that are CRMs or all-in-one marketing systems as well?
Biggest thing for me is actually built by actual agents. By agents for agents is kind of the motto, and that's God's honest truth. You're an active producer. Everybody on the team is. And can't really say that for everybody else out there. Most of the other places are developers made for agents, and so they don't really speak the language. Now, over time, they learn it. But yeah, for that, I think it's important to know who you're doing business with, and over here, it's actual producers.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that's come out because of that is that we have such a strong community inside of Lead to Client CRM. I think we have a lot of agents that use our platform, that use our leads. I'd like to talk about that too, but they use our leads in our platform. And it's just, we kind of all speak the same language, right? So when people are reaching out about, hey, what's up with your leads, or how are they working, or this or that, it's what we use, right? My agency, Bell Benefits Group, we all use are the leads we generate. I use the leads we generate. I know you use the leads we generate. And so does a lot of people inside of the industry. But that's something I am personally really proud of, is the community. And you've interfaced with a lot of agents that are using Lead to Client CRM. What are some of the common threads you're seeing from those guys that are really our top producing agents?
I mean, consistency is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're consistently having leads to call. That's the most important for, any business. If you owned a restaurant, you suddenly decided to stop buying food to cook, you're out. So, that's the biggest thing I think is, the consistency, and they're actually going to work. They have leads
Right.
to call, they're calling them, and they don't leave anything that's not exhausted. I think that's the biggest thing. They're always buying leads, even when they don't feel the best, or whatever. They're still going to work, and they're actually working.
Yeah, for sure. I know that's something. There's really no shortcuts. It's kind of interesting because even in creating a CRM system and nurtures and AI chat bots and all of these other things, I still constantly remind my team all the time, activity fixes everything. There's no substitute for picking up the phone. There's no technology out there that's going to eliminate the need for you to be a highly skilled insurance agent. There's nothing that actually fills that void. There's things that make your life easier. There's things that make you more efficient in what you do, but it's still all about the hard work. And I think that's what you're kind of harping on, right? Is that those
Yep.
agents you're working with inside the agency that are killing it, they're all busting their butt, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very, we're in an industry where, unfortunately, a lot of folks will flash, a Ferrari or a Lamborghini
Mm-hmm.
or whatever because they rented it. They don't actually own it. Flashing Rolexes, things like that, and making it look like they're on a beach somewhere, making all this money. And it's doable. Like, you can absolutely do that, but you're not going to do that by working 30 minutes a day, or making 20 calls a day. It's,
Right.
the top performers are putting in serious hours. You're in business for yourself. You have to act like it.
For sure. So when you're meeting with agents that maybe are just seeing the platform for the first time, what are the biggest things that they see when you're doing a demo with them or they're exploring the features? What are the things that are the biggest, like, wow, when they first see it?
Biggest thing is that it's already built. That's there's nothing that they have to do. It's
Hmm.
I hate the phrase turnkey,
Hmm.
but it absolutely is. I mean, all you got to do is fill out our intake form once you sign up. We do the rest, from getting your numbers verified, building out your agent verifier. Everything is already done for you. You just got to, I always tell folks, your only job is to call your leads and then tell the CRM what happened on the call. If they didn't answer, they go to the next dial. If you gave them a quote, you select quote given.
Hmm.
Let the CRM do the work for you. You don't have to be a genius at all to work it. You just got to know how to click a mouse.
Right. Yeah, we really, that's something we certainly strive for, is the turnkey kind of concept, because I know a lot of agents, they'll start with a platform, and the first thing they end up having to do is spend 2 weeks of income producing time customizing it and tailoring it, and creating their workflows, writing their copy, and then testing it and figuring out what's not working and what is working, even just from a technology standpoint, like why is this message not going out, registering numbers with agencies and things like that. So our goal, really, our kind of our mission, is that you as an agent just simply sign up, and within days we have you up and running. So sometimes within 24 hours you're ready to go. We get you on a call, we show you exactly how to use the system, and you're ready to go. It's one of the pitfalls, actually, I see for agents that will sign up for something and then they will basically be out of business shortly after, is because they prioritize the wrong things. There's nothing that can fix that income producing activity. And that's what we're trying to protect for anybody that comes on board. We also have, maybe talk a little bit about the experience, some of the people that you've worked with, as far as like the current book of business, the client nurturing stuff that we have in place.
Yeah, so I mean, most folks nowadays, it's pretty, mainstream, so to speak, to reach out to your existing clients on their birthdays, Christmas, major holidays, things like that. And unfortunately, if you don't have a system, that does that for you, you better keep up with everybody's birthday and then keep up with everybody's info for those holidays when they come around. And if you're typing out text messages, all day, every day, as your book of business grows, every day you're going to have a client that's got a birthday somewhere
Mm-hmm.
or it's going to be a holiday. So you're going to have to be on top of that or pay someone to do that. With ours, you just put in what day you sold the policy. All the other info is already there, for the most part. So you put that in and it's already going to take care of the client, nurture them. It's actually going to reach out to them for the first 90 days and make sure that everything's good, that, keeping that business sticky is the most important thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it does it for you. Like I said, all you tell it when you sold the policy, and it takes it from there. The biggest thing, like I said, letting the CRM work for you is really important. Not like you said, getting paralyzed or frozen trying to recreate anything or reinvent the wheel. It's already ready to go. So those folks that are working spreadsheets and texting their clients on their birthdays and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's I admire that. It's a good way to do business, but it's not the most efficient way for sure.
Right. Yeah, and efficiency is super important. I mean, we all have the same 24 hours in every day, right?
Yep.
So it's just what you can do with those 24 hours. And that's really the game changer between the top agents and the agents that are closing up shop after just a few months. So the top agents, they work hard and they're efficient at what they do. There's a lot of people that sit down at the computer and work for 8 hours and get about 2 hours of work done.
Yeah.
That's obviously not very efficient. So that's something we're trying to change. We mentioned leads a little bit. How many people that you talk to are showing up specifically asking about our lead program?
I mean, it pretty much comes up in every conversation that
Mm-hmm.
we have, just because leads is the one thing that every agent has a problem with. Well, for the most part, 95% of agents probably have a lead problem. Now, you may have other things going on too, but, if you don't have enough people to call, you're out of business. So that always comes up, and then the fact that we're able to deliver so quickly and they can manage their campaign inside our CRM. Most folks don't understand we give a lot of control to agents,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to their leads. Most vendors, I don't know of any that will allow you to control how many per day you're getting, exactly when the campaign's going to start. They don't allow you to go in there and stop the campaign if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
So if you made your order and you get sick or got to go to the doctor for something, your leads are still coming in, so you're not going to really be working a fresh lead, that you were sold.
Right.
With us, it's very different. Like I said, you have a lot of control, and it's all managed inside the CRM. So the lead side of things is called business in a box, and that's pretty much what we've made it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the concept when, I first came up with it. Was like, we want to give you every tool you need to succeed inside your business. And really, it was born out of my frustration as an agent, with leads, because I would order, 50 leads. And then the next thing I know, Sunday night, I'd get 40
Yep.
of them, right? And you wake up
Yeah.
Monday morning and you're like, oh my gosh, they're all already 12 hours old or whatever. So,
Yep.
or you wanted them for Monday. And so then you try and time your order differently. And the next thing you know, it's like, well, now I don't have any leads Monday or Tuesday. And then all of a sudden, Tuesday night, boom, all these leads show up and
Yep.
you had no clue what was happening. So we really try and prevent that by having this system where when you place your order, you can turn them on, you can turn them off. You can say, hey, set a cap at 10. It's not an exact science. You might get 12, you might get 13, but it's going to turn itself off after 10, and you might get a few more that trickle in or something like that. Or if you want 20 or 30 or 40. And then we certainly have tried to be able to go as hard as people want. We've had some people that want 50 leads in a day, and we're able to do that. For me, the most important part of it is that they're delivered to you in real time. They're fresh, you're notified, and we've got a nurture sequence that goes out right away. So, and then I know a lot of people with the lead system are using the AI chatbot as well. How many people, when you're working with them, are excited and really wanting to get something like that in place?
Yeah, I mean, folks love appointments, Most agents, I would say, out there love the idea of a person waiting on the other end of the phone, waiting for you to call.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, a lot of folks love the chat bot and the way that it can, it's not limited to one lead at a time. It can contact, if you got 20 that come in all at once, it's going to respond to all 20 of them.
Right.
It'll book the appointment itself, so it really doesn't need you for anything other than to sit back and, take the appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Now you still have to work, that obviously
Right.
the agent still needs to dial out and things like that. But yeah, I mean, for agents that really like appointments, the our AI Sparky bot is the way to go.
Yeah. And the idea, again, when I created that, was more about you're on the phone dialing, 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 dialing. At the same time, you have a virtual assistant that is basically creating appointments for you so that when it comes time to dial, you're like, okay, well, I've got these appointments. My advice, and I don't know what you advise agents to do or what your practice is I always tell agents dial up to 10 minutes before your appointment, then take a 10-minute break and run your appointment, because we know a lot of people don't pick up even if they scheduled an appointment. It's just the nature of the beast. There's not a perfect appointment out there where everybody picks up. So what I've seen some agents do is they'll have 10 appointments in a day and they just never actually make any phone calls because they don't pick up. Oh, this one picked up but it was a short call, they don't pick up. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
you've spent 2 hours in your day and you've talked to one person for 5 minutes. And so I always tell people, you dial, 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 dial. And I'd rather have you reach out to an appointment and say, I'm so sorry, I'm on another call right now. I'll call you back as soon as I'm done. Your client then realizes your time is valuable. You're very busy. So I think that's a great way to go. And I love that the AI chatbot is just reaching out while you're on the phone, while you're dialing. So what's your experience been with appointments? Is it similar or?
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, no appointment is going to be perfect. There's never going to be 100% show rate. Maybe
Mhm.
in a day or a couple of days, but it's definitely not going to be like that for a week. So yeah, calling is extremely important, and you can't have the mindset of, what if they don't pick up?
Right.
What if somebody does pick up and I'm late for the appointment?
Hmm.
Because people appreciate hard work. So I think that if I was going to be meeting with someone that's going to talk with me about my burial insurance, they tell me that they were helping another client, getting a policy set up. Okay, that guy's probably a pro. They're doing the work. So I think people appreciate that. And the ones that wouldn't, you probably wouldn't want them as a client anyways.
Right.
So that's my mindset going into it. And yeah, I mean, for the appointments, especially the ones that do show, because I go through a questioning process, with
Hmm.
our bot. The ones that do show, they know exactly what they're getting into, and you already have an idea of what they're going to qualify for.
Right.
And so, really, it's a very different conversation. You're not really having to go through a whole lot of rapport building, so to speak.
Hmm.
They're very interested and they're wanting to figure out what they're going to be paying.
Right. So, and for those of you that are watching this and don't know, so our bot confirms a little bit of data, but it goes through some pre-qualifications as well, so that by the time that appointment is scheduled, you actually have an idea: do they have diabetes? Do they have cancer, heart attacks, strokes, wheelchairs, walkers, oxygens? We can also tailor that. So if there's different questions our clients want to ask or less questions, we can do something like that. Obviously, the goal of it is to kind of pre-qualify that client so that you know what you're walking into ahead of time. So, as far as people you meet with and their interest in the system, any kind of parting words for anyone that has any questions, or maybe something you would want to let them know before they hop on a demo with you?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, is try to be on your computer, because I really like for it to be as interactive as possible.
Mhm.
I want it to feel like you're going through the CRM with me. So definitely be on a laptop or computer or a tablet that's big enough where you can see everything.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, I mean, have an idea. I always like the people that have an idea of what they're looking for,
Mhm.
because not everybody's going to want a chat bot. Not everybody's going to
Right.
want, leads or whatever else. So I always like to, have an idea, have a game plan. This is your asset. Like we've built it up. So it's up to you of how you want to use it.
Mhm.
And if I know how you're going to be using it best, then I can show you everything that you need to know,
Yeah.
about that. So that's kind of how I like to go about it. And like I said, I like to keep things very interactive. Don't ever feel dumb asking questions. I always tell
Right.
folks the dumbest question's the one that hasn't been asked. So, you know, have a notepad with all your questions ready to go, and I'll do my best to answer them.
Absolutely. Great. Well, we'd love to see you on a demo. Noah is an active agent writing business. Anybody you work with inside of Lead to Client CRM has a deep knowledge of the insurance industry. We're very niched for that, making sure that we're able to help you and speak the same language that you do. But we would love to see you on a demo, see if there's something we could do to help you grow your business and take it to the next level. And I guess until next time, happy CRMing.